Run your mouth now.
You come back.
The whole world will hear you. Run your mouth, don't worry.
Relax on the beat. Relax on the beat. Relax on the beat.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Depending on where you're watching from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah. Good evening, good evening. Ebuziba. Yewande Morgan. Good evening, welcome. Monserrat Daino, good evening. Adebayo Felicia, good evening. Titilayo Martins, good evening. Thanks for joining in. Please, as you're joining in, please let's just click the share button and let's just invite our friends. Boom. We are here. Ebuziba. You are the first person I greeted. What's wrong with your eardrum? How market? How is it doing you? Please let's just click the share button and let's invite our friends. Good evening, welcome. Thanks for joining in. It's a very beautiful, warm afternoon. Abike Olasha, why are you inviting Fayez to this show? Why? 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 I question your motive. Why? If a gang fight, Abi, you money on a job. Well, it's a beautiful afternoon, and I want to thank each and every one of you that have always been with us and been following us, and those of every of your like and your comments and your share and every of your, you know, sharing and resharing as much as you've been is an immense support to this platform, and I do not take it for granted. I am careful not to take for granted those of you. I can't begin to mention names. Some of you visit, some of you, there are people who have come and go, and people who have at one point in time taken offense, and of course we, excuse me, we are miles away towards perfection, but we make excellence a standard, and we've come a long way to build a platform in the middle of all this toxicity, in the middle of all this, you know, uh, you know, the whole madness on social media and the whole, you know, stuff that is going on. We've come a long way to build a platform where people can freely express themselves, and people from different background, different race, different location, different culture, we can come and, you know, share thoughts and share minds without a fear of being stereotyped or being bullied or being maligned. And it's been a whole lot of work for us to get to this point. And in between the process of this, there are people who have fallen, who have fallen out, there are people who accepted us and who at one point or the other, you know, fiddle out in the middle of it. There are people who have, regardless, we just keep moving. That's why numbers has not always been the motivation. Who is there, who is not. We just insist on excellence, and my desire was to be the standard and to create where people can see. It doesn't matter your affinity, your affiliation, who you are, where you belong. You can, you know, express yourself and be without the fear of, you know, anybody being, you know, being witch hunted, so to say. So we take a slow growth process, and for everyone who have been there and been consistent, I really duly appreciate you, and especially for the fact that me, because of my schedule, and at the same time I don't believe in it. I believe that when things is becoming too frequent or too much, ever been blocked at because like say, well, motive were wrong, delay me. How come it's only 5 years to invite him? They want to gang fight me on this platform today. New one, whose side are you going to be? I trust you, you are here, you're on my side. I won't go gang fight with me in the head job. Ẹ̀yin ìyá ẹ má fi mí lẹ̀. Jẹ́ kí n tún wẹ́n tí mo lè trust ìwé yẹn. Ẹ kú síbà. Àwọn tèmi wà ń bẹ̀. I just think I should take a moment to appreciate that every one of you who have been following us. We take a slow progress, but we are making a significant progress. And before you know it, for us to build to this 31,000 community, it's a major landmark, and I want to appreciate each and every one of you, and I want to say thank you. Having said that, let's go to the business of the day. We started a series yesterday, or we started a topic or a thought yesterday to provide an answer to a very, at this point, it has become a rhetorical question. It has become a rhetorical question. So what that means, the questions that don't even require an answer. But then the question keep, coming and recurring every time. why do men cheat? And I come to terms, realize that so many women have lost their mind and lost their sanity because they could not find an answer to this question. So we started yesterday by giving some, not necessarily a direct answer, but a direction, a line of thoughts into something that can open your mind into what will answer these questions. Like I've always said, the subject of relationship and marriage, there's no specific format to it. There's no specific format to it. But I will open a line of thought and we will discuss and deliberate. And then hopefully, well, Fires, don't assume. You don't even know my position. I've not even taken any position. Personally, as somebody who is moderating a thought, I'm not even going to take a position. You understand? I just have a problem with certain directions that the narrative is going, which I have my full back, full chest. I will kick against this 100%. But that doesn't mean I am okay in anything. I hope you get me. I'm not supporting that guy. God knows. So don't take that conclusion yet. So yesterday we started looking at the three major phases of relationships, so to say. But we won't worry. We'll meet behind the camera. I'm not near. I'm just here. I'm program. Don't worry. We started looking from the three phases of relationship. In the the stages where the relationship is at the embryo, the dating, courtship, and then marriage. I spent good enough time talking about dating yesterday. I spent quality time talking about courtship, so that today we have enough time to look into the most important part of this, the most affected part of this thing, which is marriage. So we will not say today, why do men cheat? We will say, why do married men cheat? Because it becomes more complicated. When you feel like a man is married, he has a whole woman to himself, especially when you consciously, full head, full hand, to look in the whole world, find one woman and you say, this is one I want to spend the rest of my life with, and you pick that one. Nobody struggle with you. You pick the one that you want and you marry her. It becomes very questionable if your actions begin to show as if you are not contented with what you have. So I feel that so many women have certain ideology to feel like a married man that cheats is cheating because he's not satisfied with the wife. Well, that's where we are going to start from, because that's not true. That's not true. It's not. But let me not jump the wires. Why do married men cheat? Before we go into men, today, unfortunately, we are going to narrow down on men. May I please establish that when it comes to infidelity, it's not about men. Women cheat as much as men cheat. As a matter of fact, in the last 3 years, which from my study, not just what I'm saying, statistics shows that women cheat more than men. As of last year in November, there is a survey that shows that Nigeria in the whole world ranked second in child paternity fraud. What that means that there are so many Omali in Nigeria. There's no way there can be Omali if a woman is not cheating. Nigeria ranks number 1 paternity fraud in the world is Jamaica, followed by Nigeria. Nigeria ranks second. That means Nigerian women are cheating like hell. They are carrying somebody's baby and giving it to somebody else's father. But you see, the ego of a man don't make those things social media issue. Even when a man knows that this is not his own child, there's a way he just puts a dent on him that he doesn't even want to say it out. We don't hear it, and it's not even meant to make noise. So the fact that women's infidelity is not blowing out on social media, it doesn't mean women don't. It doesn't mean women don't. So let's get this clear that when it comes to cheating, now true, but it's not that we didn't design that. We didn't ask you to be pregnant. You are not God. I just want to establish something first. That women cheat very, very well. Just as if not equal, women cheat more. It's just that which woman? It's not cool for a man to come out and say, oh, somebody is sleeping with my wife. There's a way it reduces you as a man. So men cannot even shout those nonsense shouts. You understand? It's only women that blow trumpet about it and make a noise about it. So when it comes to cheating, please don't make it a synonymous factor. Don't register it to men. Everybody they cheat. Let's get that. But today, for this purpose of these subjects, for the purpose of this discussion, we are going to narrow down to men's infidelity, not women. Maybe another time we'll talk about women cheat. Since you guys said I should have to talk about why do men cheat, and I will trust me, my next show, the topic is why do women cheat, and I want to see you there for years. And in fact, I will appreciate if you will be a principal contributor. Since we want to be doing anyhow. But we agree, let's talk about men today. Let's open this thought by looking at the case study of what bring about this whole saga. YUL, whatever the hell his name is. Our Muni Buni Omo. Our Muni Buni Omo, our Sonile Omo. YUL came out online to broke the news that he's taking a second wife. YUL is Peter Edochie's son, and he said he's taking a second wife, apparently or evidently. This man has been dating this girl on a low. Not only that, he has impregnated her. Not only that, they already have a child together. And he brought his full chest out to say, well, I'm taking a second wife. Draw back a little bit to last year, where YUL was eulogizing the wife and singing her praise. That this woman has been there for me. When I got married to her, I had nothing, and she said it doesn't matter, and she stayed with me, and she said so many tremendous things about the wife. And, express his gratitude and affirm his love to the wife. So it's a little bit conflicting to see how can you claim to respect and acknowledge the input and the contribution and the sacrifice of a woman that you equally profess that you love. That you love. If you love your wife so much and you acknowledge that she's been there for you, how did you take a detour to this direction and seemingly betray our trust by having an extramarital affair, not only having an extramarital affair, taking a second wife? That was what led to the whole discussions, and many thoughts has been going around, and one question keeps reoccurring: why do men cheat? Now, I will say something about this story, because the whole basis of my own thoughts today is not about him. We're just looking from a general perspective. But I will tell you my position about this story. First of all, I'd like to say that there is a clear distinction between infidelity and polygamy. They are two different things. Polygamy is a man choosing a life of having multiple women, multiple wives. Infidelity is a married man who is engaging in hidden and secret extramarital affairs. Sometimes it's not even hidden, extramarital affairs, period. There are two different things. And I wouldn't know if it is necessary for me to go into the details of whether polygamy is good or bad. I would like to say that's personal. Is polygamy good? Is polygamy bad? I don't think there is no good or bad to it. I think it's about whatever the hell anybody want to do. Because if you say it's good, there are people who are going to give you series of examples of adverse effects that can come out of polygamy. If you say it's bad, there are so many people who's going to tell you they had a successful polygamous life and it's cool, it's good. There are so many reasons to consider. Unfortunately, when it comes to things like this with emotion, everybody is going to. I like that. That's correct. Comfort the money. Usually, infidelity precedes polygamy. There's no way you can end up being polygamous without at any point in time, being unfaithful to your partner. You're not going to tell your wife, I think I want to have a second wife, and maybe I will start looking for a girl to toast. No, they always have toast the girl, have slept with the girl, get to a certain level before the wife get to know. So there is no way somebody who believes in polygamy will not at one point be unfaithful to his partner. I agree. So, this is the thing. When it comes to polygamy, there's no good or bad. And like I said, it's whatever you choose to do. People will going to judge things from the angle of how they can relate to it from a personal angle. But if we are open-minded enough, I'm just saying, who here is not aware of the ratio of the population we have in the world today? Is there anybody who is not aware that there are more women than men? Yeah, we are going to get to that new one. That's where we are really going. Why do men cheat? Why do men? So many people didn't cheat because they want to cheat. They cheat. They are just victims of circumstance. So many people get into polygamy not because they want to get. They were being set up. And we are going to go into those details. If anybody tells you polygamy is bad, somebody else will tell you it's good. Because on both hands, I will never encourage anybody for polygamy. I will never practice polygamy. I don't believe in it. But that's personal to me. That's personal to me. I will not practice it. But I will not against anybody who chooses to practice it. I don't think it is bad. If you can handle it, good luck to you. You understand? I am not against it. It's just a personal choice not to do it. For my own personal reasons, I don't think I ever decided to deal with one woman. Don't talk about adding two to it. So it's not something I will even give a thought. Well, I'm going to the ratio. I'm getting somewhere. In the world of today, whether you like it or not, it is easy for you to say if you already have your own husband. But whether you like it or not, the gross population of the world today, women almost double the number of men. Almost double. Let me look it up. Almost double. So all those grown women that don't have a man, and should just remain like that. Don't be much alone. No, but that's the honest truth. They will marry somebody. Somebody will marry them. Are you telling me that the way the ratio is right now, Are you actually telling us that God made a mistake? And let me tell you the difference. In the last 20 years, there have been more uprising of the numbers of single women, single mothers, who are literally stuck in their mysteries, than it has ever been in the history of the world. Do these things, go and do your studies and look at it. Than it has ever been in the history of the world. It has never happened in the history of mankind. The number in the last 20 years, from the 1990s to right now, there has been a gross density of, single women and adulthood and single mothers. Why? Because for like never before, there is religion has prevailed more. Knowledge has prevailed. People have seen differently. Technically, major factor is religion. Religion has prevailed more than ever before. In like 20, 40 years ago, there are Christianity religion, there's Islamic religion, but the traditional religion who actually believe in polygamy. So religion prevails drastically. The growth of religion, especially Christianity, is so significant, and it has changed the perception of the mind of the people that meanwhile this significant progress in the spread of the gospel across the world has obviously reduced the number of people who believe in polygamy. So many people are marrying one wife. Not only that more civilized people now marry one wife, not only that in the last 20 years there are more single mothers and single women. Again, in the last 20 years, more than has ever happened in mankind, there have been more history of infidelity. Like never before. Why? Because there are so many women who are stuck in their ministry. Well, I will answer you. You guys, when you want to go into Bible, you want to touch me in the wrong place. When God created a woman, He took the ribs from from one man, meaning one man, one wife. No, you are the one who drew the meaning. God did not say that. God did not say that. And I don't know if you know. Go and ask theologians. Adam did not marry only Eve. I don't know if you know. If every prophet that God have a personal relationship with, none of them have one wife. Not Abraham, not Isaac, not Jacob, not David, definitely not David. That is the man after God's heart. So God did not have any problem with polygamy. There is no mistake in God. We want to go about Adam and Eve. Everything God did, He said it was perfect. It was God who is creating human beings. And if He's creating more women than men, what is He expecting? Well, legal consequences have something to do with humanity. People should not be made to do right by legality, by law. People should do right by morals. You understand? In the place where there is legality, are they not doing it? Are they not infidelity there? What are you saying? Which law? Tell me which law of which country is any man still not cheating on their wife? Leave all these formats. Morals. I said morals. Abraham, David, Adam, and others were not Christians. Says who? Oh, they were not Christians. Who is Christian? Nobody is Christian, actually. I'm not Christian either. You guys don't let all these religious people be fooling you with all these terminologies. Nobody is a Christian. Jesus was not a Christian. Are you aware? If you want to go by that, they are not Christians. Jesus was not a Christian. The term Christianity came after Christ, not during Christ. And is an explanation, is a name that was given by unbelievers to the believers. How can you be called the name of people of ignorance? It is unbelievers who saw the apostles and said these people have been with Christ. The word Christian means Christ-like. He said they look like Christ. So it wasn't even a God name, God coined word. Jesus was not a Christian, neither am I. If you want to go that way. No. We are talking about infidelity and polygamy. I'm still talking about polygamy now. We are going to, don't get me wrong, there's no way I will ever give any explanation to infidelity. There's no way. I am just talking today about the framework of mind. We are talking about why do men cheat. I'm not saying whether it is good to cheat or not. You understand? Is whether nobody should, is a fool that we say want to have any justification for cheating. We're just talking about the framework of a mind. Not because it's not a defense to the man that cheats. It's in helping the women who are possibly going through it or who have been through it to just ease them off the mental stress, because there are so many women who are beginning to feel like they are not good enough, or they are not doing enough, or they are not financially stable enough. That's why their husband is cheating. It's not so. I don't care who you are. Your husband will cheat if he is a cheat. And I started the whole thing yesterday when I started when you're talking about married people, the first reason why a man cheats is because he wants to cheat. I'm sorry, I don't have any better thing to tell you. Man cheat because it is in a man to do so. The man that don't cheat is a man who have developed discipline and instill control on himself. Not every man cheats, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. Whether it occurs to you as bad as the whole thing is, and social media is blowing things out of proportion. Men of these days are not cheating better than men of those days. You understand? Men of these days are not doing it better. In fact, men of those days are cheating more than men of these days, because they have a good environment to do so. Men of these days are very unfortunate. We can't even move. Before you say that club is, they don't catch you. One bastard has snapped you. Somebody has posted you on Instagram. You understand? So it's not as if it is these men that are cheating. No. Our fathers cheat more than we do. But to explain the framework of a man when it comes to the context of infidelity. Now, but let me address the polygamy thing. Polygamy is very, very synonymous with African culture. Let us not go the route of religion, because there's no scriptural basis that says you should not have more than one wife. There's none. Any pastor who tell you that lied to you is not biblical, except somebody will show me. Of course, Quran even lay emphasis to say if a man can marry up to 4 wives, if only he can handle it and be balanced. The question is, can anybody be balanced dealing with 4 women? I don't think so. So, when Christianity is coming from I feel like we have misplaced religion and culture. That's the problem. Those who introduced Christianity to Africa, they are British. And in British culture, it's 1 man, 1 wife. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, that's them. Every good thing has a bad side. Every bad thing has a good side. Whether I like it or not. Monogamy is good, it gives you peace of mind. But monogamy has 2 problems. Monogamy has encouraged more of infidelity, whether I like it or not. The reason why so much cheating right now is monogamy. 1 wife. Number 2, monogamy has left so many women husbandless. And the truth is, there are so many women that they will die husbandless, whether I like it or not. Very good. In the olden days, the men get permission from their wife, but nowadays it comes like a shocker. I want to believe that that's why those women put their hobby inside bottle. Now, Tolulokwe, the honest truth is, the men do so not because they are more honest men. The men do so because they have the environment that enables them. In the olden days, their wife too have accepted it through their system as faith. It's not surprising to say your husband say you want to marry another wife then. Even though they don't like it, even though they might have a relation to it, but somewhere in their mind, any woman that is getting married in those days knows that it can happen. It doesn't mean they won't fight it, but men has an enabling environment. The society is accepting it. So why will you today? The women of today are the one that is making it impossible to tell them the truth. Which man want to die young that will tell the wife that I think I want to take another wife. Which one? If you are a man with all these urban women that we have in this society now, if you are a man, will you tell them which liver you want to get? You did not say man, the woman that pour battery water on top of the man. You did not see the one last year, I think in December, cut his manhood away. Those slides will go burning down. In the name of you are cheating on me, kilo day. Thank you. Because the women, they accepted that reality. And whether you like it or not, they enjoy their marriage, though. They have peace of mind, though, and they live long. It is you who are saying this generation of over sharp women. I cannot let it die. You are the one that's having hypertension at 38. You are the one that your blood pressure is going up at in your 30s. All those mothers that you think they are stupid, they live long, they send their husband also, and their children grow up there and become something. In fact, some of you are product of such homes. In those days, it's the wife that will go with the husband and go and bring the other wife. But we think those ones are stupid now. I am not encouraging polygamy. Like I said, I will never do it. But I don't think it's a bad idea. It is the British culture that come to bamboozle our mind and make us feel like it is not wrong. That's all I care to say. It is not wrong. For anyone who thinks he has the temerity for it and that's what they want to do, let him go ahead and do it. Don't fọkàn yín gbèrò iná tó jẹ́ kọ́kàn yín balẹ̀ ńlẹ̀. Ṣáwọn náà ní marry nù. Ẹnìkan ló máa fẹ́ àwọn náà náà. Ẹ gbàgbé. Ṣáwọn ìwà náà máa dúró lásán ni. Àwọn náà máa nígbà tó wá dẹ̀ wọ̀kọ̀wọ̀kọ̀ tó ń bàdẹ́ rí. Wọ́n máa gba tiẹ̀ náà ni kò lé ara. Ìṣẹ̀ tó wá dẹ̀ ní kó sún kan jókòó tó bá dẹ̀ gbà. Wọ́n máa yọ jẹ́ ìgboro náà. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ fi káyà mátà bá ọ̀pẹ̀rẹ̀ tọ́kọ̀ ẹ̀bà ní wálé mọ́ ṣe ló stupid. So at the end of the day, I'm not okay in it, but we just have a choice. There's somewhere in the middle, and this is my position. Let me get serious now. This is my position to it personally. This is my position to it. I feel like every woman and every man have a choice. Every woman and every man do have a choice. This is where I have a problem with African women. The way you guys always make the narrative as if you are stopped. That's why I have a problem with you. Everybody have a choice. But me that I don't want to hear this rubbish again. After you suffer with the man, when you now go and marry another wife. No, the fact that you suffer with a man does not mean you cannot marry another wife. You suffer with a man. I married him when he was nothing. You marry him when he was nothing because you are nothing. Excuse me. Nobody say you should marry him by force. I married when he was nothing. You did not do him any favor at all. It is not a favor. It is because you don't have a better option. If you have a better option, why did you not? So if you choose to be with a man, you choose to be with him. Most definitely, it was your best option then. You are not on that duress. Somebody put a gun in your head. I hate when women begins to play victim as if they are stuck or they don't have a choice. No. You marry a man when he was nothing. Well, what are you expecting? And a lifetime of gratitude? No. It doesn't work that way. Yes, kudos to you. The question is, you marry when he was nothing. Now he's something. What is your significant contribution to his journey of growth? What have you added to him? You married when he was nothing. Right now, you are still nothing. You are coming here to mobile gia. No. So what? And in the process of time, if something goes on, I don't like when people begin to talk as if they are stopped. The man is doing some way that is not going well with you. You have a choice. Instead of sitting there and have high blood pressure and die young, you still have a choice. That's my own. At every point in life, in the relationship, in marriage, everybody have a choice. You guys should stop making it look as if men have special privileges. No, men are just bold enough to do whatever the hell they want to do. Women are not stuck. Women are not stopped. If you suffer with a man, you choose to suffer. You marry him when he was something, it's because you are nothing. Yes, now, instead of stay there and cry and grumble and have develop high blood pressure and have terminal disease and die young, there's no point. You have a choice. You can choose to either come to terms that this is the reality of your life and live with it, or if it doesn't work with it, walk the hell away. Or you want to stay there and be playing your own match too. Whatever the consequences is yours to bear. But don't be sitting and saying, oh, why shit on me? Oh, why shit? But the bad judge. It's hypocrisy. Don't be sure you made that. You are not stopped. Everybody have a choice. You people should stop sounding as men are enjoying special privileges. No. Men do what he wants to do, which you have all the right and privilege to do whatever the hell you want to do. I don't think any woman will leave a man and somebody will kill him for it. No. I don't think any woman will choose to, if you feel like, okay, yeah, this is the reality of my life, and you choose to abide by it, good for you. If you feel like you cannot live with it and you decide to move on, good for you. If it's like, well, you don't like this man betrayed my trust, he's sleeping with somebody else, I'll be sleeping with somebody else. He come to very soon, he come and say, well, like, good for you also. Who cares? Because for me, I don't believe that wrong solve wrong. You understand? But again, I don't care. Whatever you choose to do is your problem. Whatever you choose to do is your problem. No. Polygamy and adultery is not the same. That was where I started from. It's not the same. But the issue we have right now is not the issue of adultery, it's the issue of polygamy. The guy has, you can't even accuse him of adultery. He has balls enough to say, I'm taking a second wife. That's polygamy. That's not adultery. That's not adultery. How? What basis are you going to accuse him of being adulterous? There's no basis for it. He did it and had balls enough to say, I did it. What does polygamy do? Oh, you expect him to tell the wife when he was toasting the girl? Telemundo ni. It doesn't work that way now. Not be so it work. He did what a polygamist will do or should do. So maybe this incident is not a good one to well, that's an assumption on your side. If the lady did not get pregnant, he wouldn't have married the guy. You might be right, you might be wrong. We don't know. He's the only person who can answer that. Let me ask you, are you telling me that he married the lady because she got pregnant? No. How many people get the woman pregnant outside and they will not marry the girl? If he doesn't want to marry her, there is no ground for him to marry her. He didn't marry her because she's pregnant. He married her because he wants to marry her. He did what he did because he wanted to do it. So for me, I'm not even seeing adultery here. Like somebody said earlier, of course, before you land in polygamy, you must have been unfaithful. So adultery is in the part line of polygamy. Adultery is definitely the part line of polygamy. You understand? Definitely. But then the outcome is what justifies it. She doesn't know that. And a man, what makes one of the elements of man is secrets, whether you like it or not, whether it goes well with you or not. What makes a man is secret. A man should have a secret. Excuse me. Now, he did what he needs to do, and yes, he has balls enough to come up with it. Will you have rather have him live and make it a secret agenda and live another 30, 40 years, 50 years and die and then At his funeral, the wife started getting surprises and seeing babies left, right, and center, like our fathers were doing those days. Would that be a better idea? No, man. Now the children are now trying to reconcile with each other. Would that be a better idea? No. Doing what a man should do since he wants to choose polygamy. Like I said, I don't think polygamy is let me say a little bit with emphasis. I don't think polygamy is a wise idea for anybody. I personally don't think polygamy is a wise idea for anybody that is planning to live long and is planning to live a productive and happy life. I know what it is. Trust me, I know what it is. There's too much stress and consequences that comes with it. I will not encourage anyone. I don't believe in it. If you marry a wife, stay with your wife and build with your wife. She doesn't have to be perfect. But if she still wants to be with you, work things out with her. That is if you are married, if you are already chosen her as a wife. If you are still just in courtship or Benny, if you don't like it, walk away. You understand? You don't manage relationship. You manage, if you are married, yes, you should work out your marriage. You don't work out relationship, it is foolishness. Relationship is for you to see whether it's working or not. If it's working, proceed to marry. If it's not, walk away with no apology. But if you are married, there will be deficiencies here and there. It doesn't have to be 100% satisfied. There are people who can be satisfied who have done diligence to marry their like mind. But peradventure, you work things out with your wife, build with her, correct her, work with her in love. Love change people, not ego, not fighting. It doesn't matter how you say women are coconut head, like obìnrin gbágídí wá látọ̀run fọ́ ló kàn ní obìnrin lágídí bíi màálù ni. So you are not going to fight any woman to change her. You can only change a woman in love and with love. As long as that woman is still interested in remaining with you, please work things with her, accept her flaws. That the whole thing to work a marriage is a little bit of compromise, a little bit of standard, a little bit of, tell her, let her know what you want, communicate frequently. And but sometimes as a man, you don't even have to address everything that is wrong at every time. Sometimes some things that are wrong, you don't like it, you just intentionally look away. Sometimes you address it. Sometimes my own personal advice is when she's doing something that is actually wrong, that is upsetting you, 9 out of 10, try not to address it on the spot because she won't listen. Make sure as every man, this is theory that I have gone regrettably from experience. So it will willow for you. You need it. Make sure that this will always be your standard, that the message is more important than the messenger. Always make sure that the message is more important than the messenger. What that means is that in you trying to correct whatever you think your spouse is doing, don't put yourself in front. Bring the message in front. Also, when you address something why it is going on, they don't see the message. They see your own attitude. So they will refuse the message and react to your attitude. Especially women. Women will react and respond to your attitude, your tone of voice, your disposition, all of these things. Irrespective of how important or how cogent that you are saying is. Most times it's very good to just take a deep breath, walk away, and when things a little bit get come back and talk about it. Make sure that in everything you do, your message is more important than the messenger. Work out everything. But the moment that either of the party just do not have faith in the relationship anymore and she doesn't want to be there anymore, walk away without being sorry. The biggest thing that you will do to yourself is moving 3 steps out and 1 step in and move. No, don't do that. The day you consider very well whether this is what you want to do or it's working for you. For me as a man, I would tell any man, if she still wants to be there, work things out. But at the moment when she doesn't want to, don't you mistakenly try to talk any woman to stay. It's a bad idea. And I go. It's not because she's wrong or she's right, or you are wrong or you are right. You are just getting to a point where it has become toxic. The truth is, my father, I told you what one of my father's philosophy yesterday. I will give you another one today. My father said, when certain things in life, when things are bad, it can never be good. And we say one of those is relationship. Once I get to the point where it's become bad, offenses and grievances and prejudice, and everything has become brittle, you can't fix it. You can't fix it. Just let it go. But as long as each party is still willing to remain, work things out. And may I say to the men, which I don't need to tell you, we all know that there's nothing as fulfilling and rewarding than staying faithful to your partner. All of us know that we will come from Anshiwani. I don't need to tell any man that. Every man that is even busy doing Agbere full time, you know that you are doing. We used to sit among ourselves and curse each other out. Even your friends that you are doing, your co-ownership, we still even be abused with your penny. She know anything for you. Say a man don't lay man responsible. Every man knows that she knows it's not good. It is not you, wife. Stop stressing yourself. It's not you that you tell him that he's doing the wrong thing. Everybody who is doing you wrong know what he's doing is wrong. And it's not because of the wife. It's not even, forget loyalty. One of the reasons why women, you are not getting your message across to your husband, it is because you are making the messenger more important than the message. No. You are preaching yourself. You are preaching your interest. Madam, let me give you a strategy that works. Next time you are talking to that your cheating husband, don't talk about yourself. Tell him you don't give a shit about him. Talk about his interests. When for the day that I need urgent 2K from you, you know, husband who used to need urgent 2K. My dad said, "You mean 5,000." I tell you, tó bá jẹ́ pé owó ẹ̀ ń gbé ọwọ́ ẹ̀ tó o máa fún ọ̀dànù sáwọn ọmọ òfu tẹjọ́ ń léra yín káàkiri, you will have make a significant importance in your life now. I have it, but you don't hold me on the light I'm not giving you. Tell him to his face. Call Angela that is texting you 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. Call him to borrow you $3,000. Preach his interest. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni wàá kó staphylococcus. Emo orun ẹ o. At the point where I don't feel comfortable with you again, I will not sleep with you again. You cannot do anything for me. I'm not going to sit down in the house faithful and you will go and be gallivanting and come and cover me with your own problem. Tó bá ti ń yún tì, wàhálà ẹ ní o. Your focus will be divided. Preach his interest. So let's get to the subject. Why do married men cheat? Number one, where we started yesterday. Married men cheat because it is in the nature of a man to do so. It is sad, it's unfortunate, but every man is born with a predator instinct. Predator instinct. What that means is that every man is born a hunter. Every man is born a... Oh, you have called me. Call back again, I beg. I know your blood is hot. I didn't see that. Every man is born a hunter. Every man is born a hunter. If he's walking beside you, you think he's not looking at Bum Bum. It's because he has seen the Bum Bum before you. Just like a typical hunter, just like a lion would do. Science says that lion can sense sound 9 miles away. Movement, footprints. A lion will sense it 9 miles away. So you think you want to be showing your husband when you are walking in the mall and one gate, don't shade the bad lambo. You're not looking at whether it's going to look at him. So looking what so when he's doing his face like this, that he's not looking there. You're not saying your husband don't. Our instinct is sharper than yours when it comes to hunting. A man is born a hunter. We have a predator instinct. Now, these instincts will always make a man have the hydration. It's not necessarily the appetite. I don't care how much you feed a lion. I gave an illustration yesterday. It's just like a cat. Cat, musu, constantly. It doesn't matter how much you feed your cat. You are sitting down on the couch, your cat is sitting down on the couch. If a rat pass somewhere in your living room, the cat will still jump and chase it. Is it chasing it because it's hungry? No. It's chasing it because it's a cat. Cats are meant to chase and hunt for rats. Did anybody understand me? It doesn't matter whether he's full or he's hungry. A cat is a cat. So it's not because you don't think that, why is he chasing after that rat? He might not necessarily eat the rat, but he will still chase after the rats. He will still chase the rats. He might not necessarily eat it, but not because you didn't feed your cat. If you like, feed him 3 derrica of rice. If you still see a rat, cockroach walking around your house, he will still chase. Not because he's hungry. It's because he's a cat. If you like, fuck your husband 7 times a day. If you see girl to shade the bala, you sometimes think we still work. If you like, suck dick more than Elijah Kaula. If he sees a woman that catches fancy and he lacks discipline, he will stitch it. Now, this is where we are going. The hunter instinct is not a yardstick for cheating, because the predator instinct is created by God. It's innate for a man. God wants a man to chase a woman. Understand? If you like, turn it to microphone. If it's a woman that catches his fancy, he will still look and he will still have the addition. He might not necessarily cheat. Now, the difference between human being and animal is control. The difference between animal and human being is control. There are so many boys in a man's body. What that means is that there are so many young, our society breeded so many boys, but they never prepared them to be a man. So many young men grow physically into man, but refuse to grow mentally into man. So one of the things that did not grow, what makes you from a boy to a man, is ability to quench, not quench, you will never die, to suppress, put your appetites under control. Control. Discipline. It will be hypocrisy to say you see Yash, you did not notice it. It's not everybody that gets fascinated with Yash. I'm just using Yash as an example. Maybe your husband might be big breast. Your husband might be light skin color. Your husband might be dark skin color. I know a guy, I have an old friend that just like women with straight legs. I don't know where my last son. My life. I will only broke when I do what I like. Yes, and the fella be wearing. I don't want to say that. But everybody's fantasy is weird. So whichever one that is your husband's, fantasy is fine. You get what I'm saying? So now, why do men cheat? Married men cheat. Married men cheat because it's a man. Because it is in a man to be, not to cheat, to be a predator. Every man is created with a predator instincts. The ability to sense, to see, and chase. So every man is born with the ability to cheat. But not every man cheats. but every man has the capacity and the capability to cheat. I don't care the level of your discipline, the level of your holiness, the level of your whatever. If you see a woman that catch your fancy, I don't want to agree. You know what I mean? You don't get it, forget about it. So what makes the difference between a men that cheat and men that don't cheat? Control. It doesn't mean the one that don't cheat will see the fine babe and he will not look. It means that he will look and he will just, yes, at one point in his life, take a decision to make his vision and his family a priority more than his test. Is anybody following me? Yeah, so it's an intentional life. You are not doing it for the wife. I'm not cheating because I'm respecting my wife. Have that. Me, I'm in the place where I don't even trust anybody. You understand? You are doing it to respect yourself. You have got to a point where, as a man, you set your priorities in order to feel like my goal is too important for me. I don't want distraction. My family is the most important thing to me. I don't want anything to jeopardize my family. And then we just look. So when the instinct kick in, you look away. I'm not doing competition between a man and a man. So I don't understand what you mean by what is a woman born to do. That's woman's problem. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not saying anything what I'm saying to vindicate. I don't know if anybody understands it. I'm not saying anything that I'm saying to defend the man. I'm saying it for women to understand how this thing works. I'm not saying that makes it okay for a man to cheat because he's born with it. That's not what I said. They're asking the question, why do they do it? It's not like, oh yeah, they should do it, it's cool. Every man that even cheats knows that it's not good to cheat. You can't even pray that you are wasting your time telling a man that, why are you cheating? You know it's not good. He knows. He knows. Number 2 reasons why do men cheat. In one of my conversations, Fayez almost break my head in a heated argument, and he said, no, I noticed that one of our arguments, she was bothering about how can a man that has a wife that have everything still cheat on her? This woman is beautiful. She's articulate. In fact, you even see men cheating on their wife with a woman that cannot even pick the shoe of their wife. He can't even pick the shoe. He can't stand near the wife in any way. In any way. Excuse me. Enter right. Men will cheat on their wife with women that cannot even know their shoe. So there are so many women who have been driven crazy as to why will any man do that? Kí ló máa sọ pé òun wá? Kí ló máa sọ pé òun wá tí mi ò tí ì ṣe fún ẹ? Kí ló máa sọ pé òun wá? A lady in Lagos called me and was telling her own story. The marriage has been perfect. The wife, the husband, have 1 or 2 flaws, maybe cheated 1 or 2 times, and they've been dealing with that. My husband is cheating. Why are you doing this? They had a fight and they have issues. And the pastor, Bangladeshi, and they went to church, and the pastor counseled them. And he said they have spiritual issues. Are you listening to my story? Very interesting story. And they said and they both asked them to come for they both went to Abu. People should remind me of this story after receiving this call, so I don't forget. You will like this story. Hello. 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 Hey, my network disappeared though. So they said that their issue, they need prayer and they need to pray. So when they come out, see Abi Orí Òkè tó máa ń lọ ṣe ní church yẹn. So they went to church and they were praying. Maybe 5 days, maybe 7 days, I don't know. They finished the prayer, they went home, husband and wife. And then immediately they got home, the pastor called and said, let me call you. Okay, she's calling back. I don't know why this thing is not connecting. Let me call you back on another line. The pastor called and said, I think my WhatsApp is acting up. Hold on, let me call you from another platform, on another distance. Let me call you directly. The pastor called the husband and said, well, they saw something the husband needed. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Victor.
Yeah. Turn down the volume of your device. Yes, I can listen to you.
Yeah.
We can hear you now. I don't know what's wrong with my WhatsApp. WhatsApp being hacked up.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Very well.
All right. Just to contribute a bit.
Go ahead.
You covered most of the points I really wanted to talk about regarding why men cheat. Men cheat based on a lot of things, which we've mentioned most on the platform. However, we tend not to look into some certain direction because we don't want to stand too feminist here. Women sometimes are thinking, and I'll talk from a little bit of experience from probably one of my cousins here. Women sometimes we package too much before marriage. We realize it. I'm hearing myself. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Turn down the volume of your devices, but we can hear you audibly.
Yeah. Okay, good. You see, women sometimes, or ladies, sometimes we package too much before marriage and we present what is not to these men sometimes. All right? Sometimes what they see is not what they get. And that's like 20 to 30% of women getting married. And it is after marriage, the man will start seeing their true character. In most cases. I've seen a lot of cases like that, even with my own friends, my circle of friends as well. Sometimes I've seen one or two that we have to be, factual about things to ourselves to say, no, what you're doing is wrong, but what you're doing is right. But we're talking of a larger circle now. We sometimes package ourselves too much. That is one reason when this guy now discovers who you are truly, they get pissed off.
And it's not what you signed up for.
Yeah. They get pissed off, and if I tell you there's a very thin line between love and hate, very thin between love and hate. The guy will just hate you straight off. Nothing works anymore from that moment he discovers something he didn't realize before about you. Everything will just change and nothing will matter anymore. No amount of, talk the parents can talk or elders or, the churchmen, whatever. He wouldn't listen anymore because he's been fooled. So that's, sometimes we don't see that aspect of it, but we only see when men react. When they start doing other things is when we pick on them. We don't know what he's been struggling with or what he's just realized in his marriage. I'm still going to support women, but let me just talk from that perspective of, men cheating first and the reasons. Yeah. And then sometimes we get too familiar with our husband, which is there's nothing bad in it, that we tend to ignore what what exactly is needed sometimes. We think we are married, we're settled, everything doesn't really matter anymore. She will come in. We will come in and complain. You will hear it from 50% of women. When they are doing some rubbish things that even their friends will notice and tell them about it or call them to it, you will hear women saying, "Oh, come here, Michael. Oh, come and see a man, you come home, I can't say, come in complain. Even when you correct your friends, like, don't come here complain, or come here complain for him. And this is where we get carried away sometimes.
And men don't complain. Men don't complain. Men are not fussy. He will just take his action later.
They do. They're not vocal, but they do. Do you get me? They do. They are not like women that will yell out or scream about things. They do. They complain. Polygamy, nobody is ever going to support it. The Muslims hide under what the Quran said on that part of if you can manage it. It's obvious nobody can manage it, but they hide under that. Like, yes, they can manage it. Nobody can say polygamy is good, except for the few, the promiscuous men, the few ones that just want to, have their cake, eat it, pick any woman they want. Obviously, I'm a Muslim, I can marry for, they hide under that. But the consequences, in most cases, is life-threatening sometimes. They know that. They know that. If the children are not fighting, the wives are fighting. The in-laws are fighting. They are dragging even you. It's not even about women fighting between women. They are dragging you, the husband, as well. Sometimes your peace is mortgaged the moment you bring in a second party to your marriage, or a third or a fourth. Only few, even if you are rich, extremely rich, only few men will come out with their chest, full chest, to beat the full chest to say, I'm having a good with 4 wives. No, there's no peace. The moment you introduce the second, because everybody wants to cling on to what they have. They want to cling on to their men, to their husbands. They want to have a nice little family where there is total control over everybody within themselves. Not when you have to consider the other woman and his children, and her children, and then you really can't even make decision in your own home anymore. The consequences is really, 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 really too much for the enjoyment they have in it. So first of all, I would say nobody is ever going to support that, except for those few ones that are promiscuous and they want to hide under polygamy, under religion, Islamic religion. Now, apart from the fact that women package before marriage and men seem to discover after marriage, which in most cases is caused a lot of damages to this marriage. Another thing we've forgotten is some parents, most especially the rich ones, the affluent, in Nigeria, they use children as bait to salvage their friendship and their business. They force these people on themselves. Oh, Aki, Tobari Omo, Kiniko, Umadela America, Yahweh, blah, blah, blah. And they will start like a joke, and you see them matching them up and then forcing them on each other. Even Nollywood, Goma reflect in most of their films, where they force people on each other, or things like that. And sometimes these children, the way they were brought up, they can hardly say no to their parents. But nígbà tó bá married to, but boy, I realize they don't think our man ate on the girl. No matter how much this girl would try, this person will be only like it. So mama, excuse this, but we wouldn't see all the struggling aspect of it. Key results, this is when everything will boom around, and then we start, hearing the noise and start getting involved. We really can't see much of what they've been dragging. You see, sexual life, dry up after first or second birth of children, dry up. Some people don't spice anything up anymore. They withdraw. And men are sexually active, as in damn active. Even the older men, are sexually active and alert. But we women, we withdraw so early. I'm not blaming us, I'm just saying this is our nature. So many things will come up. Hormonal problems, childbirth, after effects, this and that. So many things come up. And only few men can handle that. The only way some men know how to step down is to go and get promiscuous outside and have it good with their, concubines or their girlfriends or their office mates or whatever they have. They always look for a way to step down. Only few men can, understand what the women are going through, and they will simmer down and support them and stay with them and stay put. Some of them, the only way out they know is to come back to TAP. University, that's the only way they step down. So really, 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 it's a very deep thing about why men cheat. The Because if you see some men cheat with, like you said, or somebody who said some few minutes ago, they cheat with even some women that even uglier than their wives at home. Or they're not even up to their wife standards. So that tells you it's not about beauty, it's not about just getting carried away. Some people just play like a game, like why can't I kill it in me? Why not do why do you want to show about your kids? And let me go back to share you away. Well, there's anything to bad remember to finish it. But then I won't kick off. That is how they start sometimes. It is a decision, it is men's decision. There's nothing to go around the bikini. If you are disciplined, you can do without all these things. But it's a thing of mind. Because in general, men, some men, here want to be more, here want travel, here want people, they would never ever cheat. But how many percentage of that, such men do we have? Is the question. So cheating to me is a thing of mind. Yes, there are some reasons to it whereby you're not getting your happiness from home. Oh, bring me nag from home, nag. Talk about today, what to bring the focus on. This guy has been tired or something. And me go for cheat, but open to trust the boy and it's about to go mama accuse the you've gone again, I know till around girlfriends, then till around meanwhile the guy is not even cheating at that point. So sometimes we push them out without even knowing sometimes. Because my even Peter, Peter, don't you got to really think or figure there, you got to share the way you announce it. It's what's in Fanabelle, it's how what's in Fanabelle. You can totally pay this over fair post bubbles, people told you it's only our right because I would have asked my brother to do the same thing if it never happened. Because all that they come out from my drag anyhow. He would have been dragged dirty more than we're saying now. Can you put it come out sorry? Because some man need and it's the mental torture. Somebody needs the problem. Somebody needs the story. Mental torture. Need that more. And see about this situation, you really might understand. It's the mental torture. King come back on Victor King or a show or baby Corolla on our feeling there. You want the road, the mobile, more particular. Oh, mental torture. Don't even for you. But this story is about when you go to anyone. It's the mental torture. So better to come out straight and say, I've been one day down. But when you attack blogger quick. You attack quick, you were smart when you never advise. Because what was the way he announced it, they will attack. But we forgotten that this woman will have posted his bubbles dirty more than it came up now. So, when you ask the Baba Bear power, I ask the Baba Bear power, you are to learn it. Totally come, but I was in ladies who want to judge a lawyer, you don't want to get my fire will come. Sometimes, okay, man, down, got it off. Or if you are away to go, and they are baby, I pay a way out of the poor town, be a woman. So, I said, they said, you come away, my just off when you get a kilo fat, go down to the Coda, you kilo point, you want to go yellow way, you will face penny, and the sea will stop me. And I want the result here, the same with the body be. I can't no she launch message. And what you are waiting for? She did not see our website. So I'm telling you, for participate. Once you are participate, it out the outcome to work on the guy. How did they put it about kilo this rate? No, it didn't just start. They've been dragging it forever. It's only coming out to the limelight now. Now, I said, come, that's it. Most of these things, when you go find and you go find it didn't just start. Families who are involved, everybody who are involved in the past. So these men, they are some of them are polygamists in nature. People to relation. Go get best wife. Go get money, go match everything. Go match go match sex 20 times. He will still go out and do what he wants to do. He may go match to respect your will. They go match about girlfriend. They no matter who you will be with you. She will respect your will. They won't have almost to say. I'm not about girlfriend there. If I don't respect my wife. So I think it's just the nature of men, but I'm not saying all men. It is just a high percentage of them. So they say they cannot keep themselves, they cannot, be that much disciplined. They get carried away easily with the, physical appearance, with what they see. What they see gets them carried away. So I think it is just what it is anyway. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a nice one. Now, I mean, she said almost, she beat me to it, to my next agenda about what I was, my next point about why do married men cheat. The last caller already mentioned a bit of it. I will just lay emphasis to it. I've said number one, men cheat because men has a predictor instinct. Number two, why do married men cheat? You see, there is a part of, I don't know how to explain this. Life is in phases. People are in stages. She mentioned about, deception and forcefulness in the deception of, relationship, that a man will just get a figure out and he's just not going to take it. That maybe I should address that first. Now, see, for a typical lady that is looking for a husband, she will look perfect to any man that comes her way because you frame yourself suitably. Nígbà tó pàdé ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ fẹ́, you are signing a deal that you cannot sustain. You turn yourself to a lawman, cook and clean, this, that. You are respectful. You can't even call him, and don't do it, don't pay bother. Don't say, fún yes, sir, kúnlẹ̀. Wọ́n ti tò jébó lóòṣà ẹ lọ́wọ́ ní ìsìn. You are now married. You have 1, 2 children. You want to begin to feel like you have arrived. This is one of the problems that collapse so many marriages. Change in life cycle, which I'm going to talk about, which I'm going to mention equally with, falsehood and falsehood, in a relationship. A man, have you noticed that the relationship or marriages that all this idea of feeling like I married him when he was nothing, collapsed. You know why? Not because the man is not wanting to lawyer. It is because the woman is placing unnecessary and unachievable demand on the man. And I was showing to you. A young man who is promising, he has nothing but he has a future. Married a woman in Ode Omu or Oye Ekiti. They started their life in a room and parlor self-contained. And they are going like that. Ọjọ́ tó máa fi shower sí concussion. Ọjọ́ tó máa fi ẹyin bíbọ̀. Tó máa fi ṣe omi ọbẹ̀ fẹ́yìn jẹba. They manage themselves. Ọjọ́ tí àwọn máa sáré lọ ṣe sharp hustle tí àwọn máa lọ ta gold ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ fi rówó kan. They manage like that. If you dey, you dey. If you no dey, you no dey. And God begin to bless them small. And the man begin to make a gradual progress. And they were growing together. Before you know it, from that Oye Ekiti, life happens. They are taking a simultaneous progress in their life. And while they begin to grow simultaneously, life took them from Oye Ekiti to Lagos. Oh, Oga got a new job with a Globalcom. Better income. Now they can afford a 3-bedroom flat in Ikeja. The wife is going along with it. Oh, you open a shop for the wife, or the wife too is working as a professional. Maybe she's a teacher, or maybe she's a nurse, maybe she's whatever, she's an engineer. And they begin to grow like that. And after many years, they find themselves in America. Better environments. The nomenclature of where they are now has changed. This is America, where there is so much laws and order. And of course, unarguably, the law favors women and give women more ground. And this woman begin to see the world and see more professional women. She's now exposed. And now she has a different lifestyle, which is normal. And of course, she begin to adjust to the, the order of where they are now and the laws and, lifestyle of where they are now. Forgetting the fact that they were not married under this law, under this environment, not in this nomenclature. They married in Odeomu, Oye Ekiti. When they married, when both of them were their humble beginning, this wife, this woman, has the way she was conducted, that she was humble, submissive, because it's culture. There's grandpa, great grandpa, and father, and this, and this, there, this, that, and every other person that is important to their life. But now, Auntie Labake is no more Auntie Labake now. She's now LBK. Are you with me? She's now LBK. She's now a nurse in America, or whatever the hell the career she has chosen. She's not doing well for herself, and her orientation has just suddenly changed. And this will affect her disposition. This man did not marry this woman. He married the woman in Oye Ekiti that is conventional. Now, this one has turned metropolitan. There is a problem. Now, you see this change in life cycle. We automatically makes the woman a stranger to the man. This thing will make the woman to become a complete stranger to the man. And problem will start because you see, you want to function by the new order. That is one scenario. You didn't finish. Oh, yes, I will get back to it now. Another factor is that they married from the lower estates when the man was nothing, this, that, and they begin to grow. The man did first, maybe he was the ND holder when he married you. He did first degree, he did second degree. You are there supporting your husband morally. Along Bobo Komisoke kind of wife. Along Bobo Komisoke. He did second degree. He did his master's. Now he's working in NNPC. Hey. He even relocated to UK. Works with an engineering company there. You are still there doing Yahoo big man. This man goes to work every day. See standard women. Our motto do the day. Our motto to achieve good thinkers. Girls are there. When you refuse to, life is in phases. People are in stages. When you refuse to grow with your spouse as a man, I am sorry, I am not sorry. Your husband will inevitably cheat on you sooner or later. It's difficult for him because you see, we evolved as human beings. Monday to Sunday. Kò ṣáà dáná kó gbálẹ̀ kó wẹ̀ fọ́mọ. Come on, school. That's all you are doing. Oh, my husband don't want me to work. We are very mad. Are you a slave? You don't need this admission to do that. What kind of marriage are you putting yourself? He was fighting me. It's a choice you make. Somebody's opinion should not be a decision. I understand. Yes, sometimes it's a big deal. You will report it to your family, you report it to pastor, and they are saying you should be submissive to your husband. That's not being submissive. That's being stupid. He did all the degrees. Grow in the ladder of life. You know, if school is not your own thing, if his business is your own thing, are you growing with him? You know how he used to wear his pant trousers before? Don't man cackle away, and it's combining color like a masquerade. Right in your presence, this man is upgrading. Ó ti ń wọ Kéṣí Jàbárì nísìnyí, ó ti ń wọ àwọn ìbínú designer suits because that's the level he is at the time. Ìwọ Kéṣí wà, ó ṣì ń lo amigos. My sister, you did not evolve with your partner. You did not grow together. Maybe he's giving you all the money. You are just there enjoying it and flaunting and doing ìyàwó babolowo for all your friends. He's sweetening you now, but I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Your husband will cheat on you sooner or later. Is it that he's cheating on you are yet to find out, or he will soon cheat on you? I have said it before, and I'm saying it again. It's not every woman that man abuses. No. Every man know a good woman. No. There's a place of love. There's a place of respect. And respect is not asked for. Respect is earned. Even if a man is a cheat, even if he's a fornicator, if you have hold respect with ẹ jẹ́ ìbùdókùnrin ti ń gbé sáì ṣìkì ṣe gbèrè pé láíláyé mo sọ pé láíláyé má pè mí ti bá wà nílé mọ́ àbúlórí burúkú ni ẹnu. He will not disrespect you. I have said this before, there's a difference between cheating and disrespect. Ó yàtọ̀. A man is just, he's not investing his time or energy. It's just when his leisure time, he's going out with his friend. Sometimes social vices, peer pressure. It just, it's not even having any particular girl as side chick. It's just, like I said, the instinct nature just kick him in sometimes. But he will not bring that rubbish to your face. He will not play the kind of rubbish way. He will not even have a girlfriend. He's not even dating the girl. Hello? Hello? I don't know what's wrong with my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is not working. Call me on a regular call. I don't know why you're calling WhatsApp. So change in life cycle sometimes is a major contributor for a woman who have loose guard at one point or the other. You are just, I have said it before in one of the shows, that there are some things that a man can be doing to you or doing for you that it is not a benefit, it's not an advantage. It is not. Let me pin this. Funkadejuan said she noticed her husband was beginning to influence and associate with high and mighty in the society. And at that point, she decided it was time to go to school to get a degree to upgrade herself. Then she become unfit in the circle. Period. Married him when he was nothing. From that time that he was nothing to the point that he's something. What have you done with your life? In the journey of him becoming nothing, how have you added to yourself? Oh God, like I said, everything we experience in life is a function of the choice we make. It's bad But it's the choice you make. Women should just look up to it. I'm worried for women who have don't know how many women are short in their life. They know wala aloko ye. You know how many women have short in their own life? Die for no reason. And some of them that are alive, but they are dead. They are moving corpse. Broken down, pierced in pieces. You don't have to bring yourself to that point. While it was something to when it was something. One, what is your contribution to the family? Nothing. You were busy, you were racing here. Quand for ọkùnrin òtí lóyún pé quand for ọkùnrin òtí and I hear she when that man gets to certain ladder, he will be ashamed to call you his wife. That's when he will not actually do. You wash out one day, and then we have an entire life outside. Every man wants a woman that will match up his standard. And if you fall behind in that, you are guilty by default. Your husband will cheat on you. Trust me. He will cheat on you over time. Another one that is related to that is what the last caller mentioned. Falsehood, lying tongues. You are desperate to marry, so you are faking it till you make it. You begin to live a lie. You call yourself what you are not. Because you are looking for a husband, you are 36 years now. But see what beret don't not redeem. You want more borrow. You want borrow that. There's nothing wrong if that's the life that you have chosen. But you are living a lie. You are wearing berets. You are doing all manner of things. You now want to go and marry Brother John. Brother John, Spirit Coco, that doesn't have any social life. He's not even exposed to all these things. Now your marriage is boring. You are now complaining and forcing. You say things. A woman told me, say, my husband, the problem I have is that my husband doesn't know joke. He said, you even tassy or you make a joke with him, he will go off. He will say, you are us. You are this one. You are that one. They are two different entities. Their values are different. The way they see things is very different. Bra John Reni ìsìn báyìí. Ó ṣe máa kọ bọ́n ṣe ńlá plate ni. You are not saying African men are romantic. Orí ẹ̀ ti gbálẹ̀ yìí, ìwọ kọ́ ló fẹ́ ìdóhùn ẹ̀ ni. Ìwọ ló fẹ́ ìdó romantic yìí. Wọ́n lá wèrè. Àwọn ọmọ mi ò mú rú. They are lying bastard. You are not expecting this man to be what he is not. Hear me, every woman that cares to listen. Men are resistant to prejudice, which is going to be the third thing I'm going to mention. The day you make a hell out of your home, whether you have a reason to or not, the day you make your home inhabitable for a man, he will look for a solace outside. So many women marry a man that they don't like and they just marry him because they need the husband, and their expectation is that they are going to change him. You will never change a man. Can I tell you that again? You will never, ever change a man. That day will not come when you are going to successfully change a man. A man that changes because he wants to change. You are now talking about 360 doggy. Brother John is looking at you as, damn, this lady is so vague. He's asking you to go to 7 days, 9 vigil. You are now acting up. Now we are done seeing you as if you are possessed. You subscribe to what will not work for you. You are signing a deal that you are not. He's dating you now. You are going to his mother's house to spend weekend. Big pay, I want November 4. You are going there cooking and cleaning. What you go? Only shewa bag mary. Wa shegusi. Because any mention is in. You are starting what women don't start what you cannot finish because you are desperate to have a husband. Don't. Some of you marry a man and you literally become a babysitter. You are doing this, you are doing that just to buy his interest. And now here, Shemi. And those are things that you had up and think that you should get loyalty back in returns. No, they are unsolicited favor. You are actually putting yourself to a deal that you cannot sustain. And this will trigger unrest from you. And the day you make your home inhabitable for a man, men are resistant to prejudice. Today you force, tomorrow you force. Whether you have a reason for it or not, next tomorrow you force. This man cannot find a safe haven in his own home. Gbàgbé gbọ́ mi dáadáa ọmọ ènìyàn housewife side chick mọ̀kìnní kan lé ayé customer service ni. Gbogbo òṣìṣẹ́ wọn ṣe tó ń nági tó ń force tó ń ṣòṣì lẹ́yìn side chick ní kìnní kan láyé customer service ni. He's only having it once in a while. And he knows that it doesn't own him. She knows that she doesn't own him. She's trying to own him. So she will put her A game. Ìjọ tó ti ń háyè ọkọ ẹ̀ ń bíṣẹ́ tó ti ń háyè tó ti ń béèrè tó ti jẹ lunch. Do you want this one? Don't sọ pé no. Don't sọ pé no. Can you come to my house for dinner? And what are you doing this weekend? Your husband is resisting it. One day you will force force. And your husband just want to leave the house. He doesn't have anywhere to go. He will just remember Sandra. And they will just text messenger. And I will say, I cook vegetable soup and oha. Oh, I've never tried oha before. Oh. And just to excuse you and stay away from your she will drive out, chill, and go to Sandra's house to go and eat oha. Wọ́n bá ha mọ́bẹ̀. Nígbà tó bá máa ṣílẹ̀kùn fún dádì sàgbọ́n mi ọmọ ènìyàn. Ṣé àgbà máa wọlé? Ọ̀há yẹn lásán àtẹnugéètì láti máa smell. She will put her A game. Hi, Mr. Godwin, the governor. Hatima Saint, Sandra Matelo was sexy lingerie. Tinipu Mama she, hello, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? Mama go by. But she jẹun náà Mama fún customer service to treat VIP treatment ni. Mama fọwọ́ ra lórí ṣe bí wọ́n dájà ọ̀fun lé ni. Wọ́n fọwọ́ ra ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀, wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Tó bá jẹun tán wọ́n gbé juice kalẹ̀ pẹ̀lú NSC. Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ sí? Do you want to go slow or you want to go hard? Oh, I don't want to drink hard liquor. Okay. What based on me in VIP treatments? You will not say, I don't know if you like I make some boily and granola. No, I'm full. No, just to you panoni. I don't why on sabo báyìí. Or how lotto báyìí, iyán lotto. Ọ̀tọ̀ ní dish don't be why ẹran ọ̀gbẹ́, ẹja tútù, ìgbín. Wọ́n kó sí lotto bá mo bí have fún food poisoning. You make it interesting. Wọ́n kó sí gbogbo ẹ̀ fún. Ìwọ ń tiẹ̀ stainless steel ló fi ń fọ́kọ ẹ̀ lóúnjẹ. Wàá bú àti ìsàbọ̀ wà bú omi ọbẹ̀ sórí ẹ̀bí ipò fẹ́ bọ́ bingo ni. Wàá tún fẹ́ràn méjì sí manage ẹran ni. Lórí owó ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. You cannot be coming and be doing it so you don't feel like you don't deserve it. You just serving food like he's a puppy dog. Your husband have to get home and see where he's having his food. He have to take his food by himself and go and microwave it again. And just eat because he just need to survive. Nothing. You are forced, and lost all the savor, all the sweetness. Nothing to come home to, nothing to look forward to in your marriage. They will cheat on you by the grace of God. Whether you have a reason to, because in your stupid head, or you are capitalizing on it and marrying when it was nothing. You have used forcing to kill this man. He will find a safe place for himself. Men are adventurous in nature. If he find his own home inhabitable, he will find comfort somewhere else. He will. I'm not saying she did not trigger you. It's not doing something that is making you force. But madam, calm down with your forcing. Show me that man that forcing has changed. Show me. Tell me one man that the wife fight, and then she said, I don't want my wife to fight again, and then it changed. Tell me that man, I'm waiting, that the wife actually fought with and changed him. Go force it. You will rather make him worse than change him. You are competing with principality and power that you don't even know, that are more interested and more committed than you. It is you who is feeling that you already own your husband and you can do whatever with him. That girl knows that he doesn't own anything. She's 42 years old. She has never been married. Will it be made it break here? Come from you go back. You can't share you from. Oh, wow, I'm better husbandless. Don't you want broken? Okay, what full attention? Gbàgbé máa ta tán síbẹ̀. Kí ló ń wọ́ọ̀rì ẹ̀? Lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tí yóò ní láti máa gbàfẹ́ tó ní o. Gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kò mọ́ lò ní o. That's one day that he has your husband's attention, which you also actually just went out to just escape your problem. In fact, he didn't leave the house to go and look for Sandra. He left the house to just head out. He should go to mathematics. Sandra called him on the driveway. Hey, where co-worker? Let me show up there. And he show up there. Wọ́n á fún ní oúnjẹ yẹn tó jẹ ọ̀há soup àti bàǹgà àti gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n fi ẹlẹ́rìí dòdò sí, ó tún fi, ṣé bíà ni, ṣé wine ni, ṣé whichever ni. Ó fi gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́ fún. Wọ́n wá tún gbé lọ sí àrà. Wọ́n lé ẹ̀ down in green pasture. No, daddy kò ní láti wine waste. He doesn't have to be good in bed this time. Side chicken, don't worry, just lay down and we do the work. Wọ́n rin bàbá pa. Wọ́n yí ibi sẹ́rí, wọ́n ra mọ́lẹ̀. Ó ló sùn, ó tún jí. Àwọn ọmọ obìnrin yẹn tiẹ̀ tún wá ní kinní kan tó máa tún fọ́ ẹ tán. Wọ́n tún ní thank you. Wọ́n tún dókò mọ́ rí. Wọ́n dẹnu kúkú òṣì. Ó ti ṣe 2 weeks òkè ọkọ lórí argument kékeré. Òkè ògbà wọlé gíní. Ẹ lọ gbóúnjẹ fún bàbá yín o. When last did you serve your husband by yourself? Because you have grown up children now. Ẹ lọ gbóúnjẹ fún bàbá yín o. Ẹ lọ gbóúnjẹ fún bàbá yín o. I know ayé ẹ ṣe mí. My friend, they will shit on you in Jesus' name. You don't deserve any man's attention. I'm not supporting infidelity, but men are adventurous in nature. You might be the problem of your own self. Mrs. Mariduma. Issues will come. Address situation. Don't address a person. That's the bottom line of my arguments. Men are men. Unfortunately, especially African marriages, you married under certain circumstances. You married in this society, in this nomenclature. Don't come and think you are in America, you want to westernize your marriage. Kò ní work. Kò ní work. You will force fight the man. He will close from work and is afraid to come home. What do you now say? I'm hanging out with friends. When you married him, does he hang out with friends till late night like that? Till midnight? He's doing everything possible to avoid you. And don't forget, with gesture, with the side chick, men don't have to reciprocate anything. He doesn't. Unfortunately, we are in this dispensation. We're in a world where a man gets all the VIP and you don't even have to do nothing to earn it. The woman is doing everything to have his attention. Men don't have to do anything. See, she not needs to buy one get one free. You don't even have to be cute. You don't even have to be. You have to back. There are some men that want to shape with more. If you only want to do family problem, they will still spend their money, spend their life, and spend the hell of money furnishing one girl outside. But back there are women outside that don't as in they just need one man's attention that will just be doing their oil change. You understand? I will just be there. In fact, they just need somebody to just say, I have a person. At least to just be able to tell among their friends, pay one only boyfriend. That's all they require. And these are not pay emotion. You know, our standard women, professional women, don't draw they all they need is one go be back. Don't be deceiving yourself. Oh. They are not even craving for all of you. They're not even trying to collect you from your wife. If it's one day in a week that they can have your attention, they are fine. Even if it's 1 day in 2 weeks, they are fine. But mommy, one day, you're talking about move more quick. Or continue on disrespect to force the I will again. Talk man. Hello, bonja from daddy in you. Don't should be nuisance. This is my advice to any woman. And you will not like it, and it doesn't matter. Even if yes, men don't have any problem fulfilling their obligation as a man to the wife. Fortunately, unfortunately, there is really less of man's obligation to his wife. Protection, provision, and respect. And any good man don't have any problem with that. They will provide, we protect, and we respect. Any good man will do that. What else is a man's obligation to his wife? When a woman wants to get petty, he say, he did not motivate me. I'm motivated. Are you the one motivating him? I married him when he was nothing. Have you pushed him to be anything? If I left with you alone, he will still be nothing. It's because he equipped himself. While you are there wasting away. We are there fighting, forcing. And a woman that started school, started at the degree program. This woman has only 40 credits to finish a bachelor's. And she pulled out of school because the husband is cheating on her. And I'm like, how? Why would she do that? I would have thought that would be the motivating factor for you to like go back to school and finish up. 40 credits. It was when I met her at night and I'm like, girl, go back to your school. Are you crazy? And I met her 5 years after their separation. 5 years. And she did not further to have a bachelor's because she was emotionally devastated. Sorry, there's a part of heartbreak that me I like. If anybody break my heart, he always motivates me to do better. Emil, you can't leave me and turn back and meet me the same. I will do everything possible to be better than I am. Just so I give you something to miss. Just so I want you to look back and feel like you make the mistake of your life. I understand that women are weaker vessels and all of that. But what is a man's duty? I'm not, like I said, I'm not addressing this issue from the point of useless men. I acknowledge and I admit and I know I'm aware of the fact that there are some useless men. They are doing 10% evil. They are doing 30% evil to their wife. 70% of what they are doing is to themselves. And you want it bad there? We are not talking of those ones. So. That's not what we are talking about. I'm talking of an ideal man that finds himself in infidelity. An ideal man that still cheats. But men don't have any problem doing their duty. The expectation of the society to a man in marriage is not even that much. And whether you like it or not, to a woman too is not that much. It is women that always put upon themselves as if that they blow a trumpet of the little they are doing as if they are doing everything. That's the problem. What is a woman doing to a man? Excuse me. We appreciate women. God bless every woman. We are not negating a woman's effort in marriage, but you are not doing anything extra than what the man is doing. Excuse me. I don't think so. Okay, take care of the children. It's not even a necessity for some of us. Pay cook in the house. Who send you? If you don't cook, cook, clean. I have never put that as a responsibility to any woman in my life. I clean my house if I feel the need to. I don't like to say some personal because some people will say I'm the entire moment over 7 years of marriage. I wash my bathroom myself. In fact, the day I did not remember, my ex-wife will still have the nerves to remind me. Yeah, bedroom did the job for bedroom by. I am telling you real life. Of course, I know she's only that family are so I don't say what I cannot defend. So, which book of law, where do they write it in any constitution that a woman have to do those things? No, you took it upon yourself. Comfort or money, give reasons, explain it. How is woman putting more effort? How? What are they doing? Everything you can do can be replaced, unfortunately. And like I said, I respect women, I respect women's input, but you guys blow too much trumpet of yourself. That's bad that I don't like. Do you know that everything a woman can do? Bigger, I bet to disagree. Some cheating are not intentional. Some cheating actually, the man is some cheating is actually a reaction to weakness. It's not intentional. And that's the last one I'm going. There are some teaching that are actually not intentional. From the perspective of a man, I will tell you that it is possible for a man to, like I said, we defined cheating yesterday. You get emotional with another person outside the marriage. They say that sometimes it's not as if the man is even cheating. There's what we call trapped in the closet. He just got trapped in the closet. So it's just a sustainable thing. He fall one time. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Unfortunately, women will still consider that as cheating. He just fall one time. No, it's not a choice. No. We live in a society now where there is more pressure on men than women. And it's difficult for women to admit that. Ẹni tó yàn ń ṣọ́ ló máa ń mọ̀ kí men tó ń ṣọ́ òun. That's what people don't know. You don't know that. That they are sometimes men are the way we are wired. It is you now. I can say hello to you now. You say, Victor is flirting with me. Everything I said is hello, and you can translate an intention. But for a man, it's socially not acceptable for us to translate women's gestures like that. So sometimes they have been easily penetrated before they even realize that they are into it. Like I am working in a company now, a co-worker says, Victor, can I ride with you? And it's going my direction. I will never say no. Meanwhile, if you are my wife and you are working in another company and a man says, can I ride with you? You might say, what if my husband sees a man in my car? What if my husband family sees my car? And you say no. You find it, you have a problem with it. But the man, it's socially unacceptable for me to say no. I don't know if you understand. So, men are put under more constraint. So, we easily don't see the advances. A man can really, he's not chasing any woman. He doesn't have any intention of it. He's just doing his thing. He's just living his life. But he becomes a prey to one woman, one desperate woman that is doing everything to get his attention. And sometimes, of course, 10% of women is the woman that will come to you and say, I like you, I want to date you. It's just 10%. 90% will just friend zone you and maneuver their way around you before you know it. No, so many men actually fell into, promiscuity out of weakness. Honestly. Well, it's a choice. Many men expect their women to cook and clean. Well, I don't, well, maybe it's an expectation, but it's not an obligation. I agree with you. Cheating is a result of weakness. I'm a married man. I take care of my home. I take very good care of my wife and my kids. But the fact that I live abroad while my woman live in Nigeria, I cheat, but I will not cheat with any woman that will destroy my home. So I go for women that don't need anything except for sex that I'm also looking for. These women will bite you. I will be one. But God bless you for being honest. God bless you for being honest. Well, Abigail, you will disagree because you're a woman. You are not an award. You don't even have it. As far as you think you know, no woman have a clue, have an idea of what it is in a man's world. We don't think the way you think. We are not framed like you. And we are not experiencing the same thing in the society, trust me. So somebody will say you think that women don't have toasters or men who trying to get them. Listen, side niggas are slick as fuck. A man that wants you now will come to you and toast you. He's not being friendly and talking. They're not playing games with you. They will tell you straight. You have a choice. Women know they toast man when they won't catch them. They know they toast. And just 10% will toast you. There are women that will definitely even hire you, even offer you a job, even do this one. Okay, so a man now they don't look for work 2 years. He don't see work. He see work now. He manager in your guy. Pick interest one day knock him. You think he will? It takes so much courage to say no, and there's quite a number of men who are weak that cannot say no. That's what I'm saying. I'm not okaying it, but I'm saying weakness in terms of inability to say no. No, that's the next show. That's the next show. Why women cheat. It's the next show. Now let me round up because I'm running out of time. I've said 4 basic things. The 5th one, why men cheat. You want me to be honest with you? Nothing else. Carelessness. Carelessness. And I will call it carelessness and social pressure. Social pressure. I know these women will hate it, but let me say this, I don't know if you know. Women, listen to me. Do you know that in men's world, it is fashionable and socially credible to cheat as a man? It's fucked up. Pardon my language, it's messed up, but this is true. Do you know that your husband that is not cheating, that close from work and stay among his friends and leave his friends when it's 7 o'clock and he's going home, they are home at my relative me. Do you know that all his friends are abusing him? And they think he's a dummy, and they think he's a woman rapper. Hear me. The less friend your husband have, the better for you. It's messed up. But do you know that it's socially celebrated in men's world for a man to cheat? Do you know that it's socially there's a stereotype, there's a stigma that's associated with a man that don't cheat in the men's world? Are you aware of it? It's messed up. But do you want me to tell you the truth? I'm telling you the truth. You say, am I guilty of that? Yes, because I've said that to many guys, for real. I mean, in my own case, they are not married men. No, married men. In fact, hear me. We're hanging out. And Egban will say, first of all, this brother is Onyegano. He's the one that we see and talk to girl first. Then he will come back and say, and I can beat my chest for you. I know this bros for a while now. I can beat my chest to say on his behalf that he has never have any sexual intimacy with any girl other than his wife. But ẹ̀gbọ́n yìí, ó toast ju kí ló dálẹ̀ lọ. Kò jẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n toast gan. Kì í ṣe pé toast o. How many man is mature? How many man is responsible? Be deceiving yourself. Is among him mature and irresponsible men. Which show me that man that is mature and responsible. He's mature and responsible at home. No man is mature and responsible among his friends. Don't deceive yourself. Men are entire. The day you will hear your husband, not the one that his friend visit him at home, they will have censored their speech. Find out when your husband is chilling with his friends at the bar. Then you know that they are not. Every man is a. They want to do the boys thing. In fact, they address themselves as boys when they are together. What are you talking about? And you want to tell me that, oh, it is irresponsible men that go to bar. Bring it on. Let me show you the born again brothers. They are worse. They are worse. Well, good luck to you. Your husband don't cheat. Fine. Two things are involved. Is that you are yet to find out? Is that you are yet to find out? Or he's not cheating yet? Maybe you should edit that your statement to say yet. I'm not saying he will. I'm saying he can. You understand? If you have a man that evidently no woman will ever want, good luck to you. Maybe it's that bad. But if you have a man that is socially compliant, man lose guard. If he's not cheating, good luck to you. I thank God for your life. But he can. Now, there are still men who are no, there are men, every man is mature and responsible as far as I'm concerned. They just do what they want to do. Amen. No comfort. Amen. That's my prayer for you. Good luck to that. Amen. I don't have a girlfriend in Nigeria. My friend always asks me, or why don't you have a girlfriend in Nigeria? I said, I want to give my wife that respect. Anytime I say that, my friends will say, Alaye Kodao, we are doing these things together before now. Exactly. We are all men. Some things just women will never understand. Because you don't sit with your husband when they are being real. Forget what they are saying when they are together, when they come to visit him in the house. You understand? Men are very double standard. They are two sides. The day you will see your among the guys that is free with, among his childhood friends who know him, go. Turn the station, go there. Oh my shock here back home. Go shock you back home. That is not whatever I've said as the reason why men cheat. It's not an audacity to do so. It's just to help the woman to understand the framework of a man. Your husband who is cheating right now is either in any of this category. You might be the reason why he's cheating. Change in life cycle might be the reason why he's cheating. Peer pressures and association and weakness. I will group all of that together. Weakness. Inability to just contend with pressure might be the reason why he's cheating. Now, the intervention to any all of these are different. Number 4, which is the most important one, which every other team stays under, is that it men cheat because every man has the innate ability and tendencies to do so. It will not be good if I did not mention to you that another reason why a man can possibly cheat, which, like, again, is not a yardstick to cheat, is sex. Madam, I know you will not like me to say this. Sex. When they marry you in 1992, is that the moment you are doing? Tina, is that the moment you are still doing? That's your best game. They will shit on you. Like I said earlier, men are adventurous in nature. In fact, I have a case of a man. I have a case of a man who the wife found out that he was cheating. His fact that the man is cheating is not the pain of the woman. The pain of the woman is that this man is not even good in bed at home. Your dick is not working in the house. You are still sharing this one that we are still managing. Well, that's your personal problem. That's my personal problem. I'm not saying this so that you can receive it. If you don't have enough reasoning capacity to contain my thoughts, that's a problem. My personal life is not your business. The woman was driven crazy because how can a man that literally they are looking for interventions, they are looking for everything, using herbs and every other thing, doctor, to help him be in place sexually? Everything can be discussed, but if you don't recognize it, how can you discuss it? That's why we are discussing it. I don't know how many times I want to emphasize that this is not a yardstick or a ground for anybody. It's not an effort to say, yeah, this is why they cheat and that's okay. It's that you will not know how to attend to it if you don't know the rationale behind it, if you don't know why. Everything can be discussed. Yeah, I agree with you. It can be managed, but you cannot solve a problem you have not recognized. Read what again? I didn't understand what he said. Abika, read this again and understand how I wrote it. Oh my gosh. Yes, it can be discussed and it can be managed, but you can only manage the problem that you have recognized. From all indication, women are tending to mass infidelity with a wrong approach. You understand? Women attend to these issues, and I said, see, people just join in between sometimes. They just want to run their mouth and say things without thinking. I said from the beginning, I said, listen, the only reason why I'm attending to all of this and spending my time to talk about it is because I have seen so many women who their dream has been cut short, their health has diminished, their life has taken a detour, and they are sink in their own mysteries just because they are dealing with a man that just so worked out emotionally about a man's infidelity. They fought, shout, talk, and to no avail. And I'm saying, if you do, your husband will possibly be in one of these categories. If he's cheating, if he's not cheating, good luck to you. But lead us not to temptation is better than deliver us from evil. Don't begin to look for intervention after he started cheating. Some of those things that he be like, if you know these things and if your husband is not cheating, good for you. But you know this is you are aware, so you will take measures in place so that you don't put your husband at the space of vulnerability where you have to do it. Don't start running around the whole family house after he's already doing it. When you are aware of these things, people married under obscure circumstances. They married from the village, from one town, and then now they have grown. The husband has grown to become something significant in his life. The woman is there being Yahweh. And you expect that man should be no. This is what we're talking about. He will cheat on you. It doesn't mean that the fact that cheating is good, but he will do so. This is the honest truth. You ask me why men cheat, I'm telling you. But in situations like that, what should be the intervention for a woman? About the things that we have mentioned. Like, let's, for instance, go to life cycle. You say this man is up there, and this one you are still there, you are just giving birth to children every year. And this man now is cheating on you. What should be your intervention? Fight him? No. And you go back to school, start something, learn new trade, do something and be independent. Become something that he can be proud of. Match up with him at all costs. If there's any fight you need to fight him, fight for him to let you be what you want to be. Once you become something significant with your life, he will come to you. Gbagbe. Ọkùnrin kọ́ ni. He will see you that he's talking to anyhow now. We come back to you and start saying, the day you hear your husband start saying, ìyàwó mi, orí ni, she's program. My wife. If you see husband talking us and he keeps saying my wife, it's because the wife is substantial. Women, I notice that all these women all of you come to social media and you'll be running your and be typing rubbish. You don't like to hear the truth. You see men talking us, my wife is this, my wife this, that. But it's because the wife is low. It's because the wife is significant too. You sorry, the Alábọ̀dún, one complaint, one cheat on you, they will cheat on you. I married him when he was nothing. It's because you are nothing too. But this man from nothing, and he has begun to develop himself, and you are there with him in the house, you refuse to grow. He has become something significant now. You are still nothing. And you want to be everything to him. Could he work? They will cheat on you. Now he's mingling among noble peoples, choice women, standard fine women. Oh, then you go do a man war. Who wrong now? How wash a board meeting, everything. How wa lay ya wa ma tabon bí ọ̀pẹ rẹ̀. O lè sọ sentence méjì kó má bá yá àwọn èèyàn jẹ́. O dẹ̀ ní kó má cheat on you. No now. You married him when he was not. Ló ṣe masters, ló ṣe wà ńbẹ̀. On ta provision shop. To tin tan gba de. Provision ló tan gba tó mọ̀. Provision ló tan. Kó fún mi lówó kí n fi kọjá mi, kò dá mi lọ. To dance. This show is not to defend man's infidelity. It's to give you a pointer. Okay, yes, let's address that. Oh. Okay, I've seen that. It doesn't happen in all cases. What I don't understand is how a man who brings 20% to him is cheating. I can't wrap my head around it. Now, let's talk about that. Of a truth, there are men who are useless in every parameter of life. A man who is not even financially independent, it is the wife that is shouldering him, and he's still cheating on the wife. I addressed that yesterday. If you are here as a man, you are poor. Your wife is the one supporting you there. You are poor and you are still cheating on your wife. Ogun will kill you. Ogun will kill you. Now, it's as simple as ABC. Very simple. Very simple ABC. How can a man who is not consistent with this in his obligation? In fact, the Bible says that a man that cannot take care of his household is worse than an infidel. The Bible says a good man leave inheritance for his household. So you are still falling short of this. And you are still lucky enough to have a wife that is even supporting you. Dear. the bastard you is still cheating on that kind of woman. Ogun will kill you. So, like I said earlier, I'm addressing this thing from the angle of normal man, not abnormal one, because that one is not normal. There's one guy here in Baltimore here. People should stop trying to explain to people. See, this show, this platform, is not for ND holders. If you have diploma, you might not understand some things that we do here. That's why we are not plenty. You don't get. It's not for diploma. You have to be like, your brain have to be working to a certain extent for you to understand certain things. Me, I don't even dey worry. Say whatever you like. But I know that it's not I'm not sent to everybody. It's not everybody that will understand me. Cannot be navigated without the help of God. Well, I'm coming to that. So for me, I read things I will just ignore. If I feel like I say something that makes sense and requires a response, I will respond to it. If you are not making sense, I just leave it to your mystery. Which I've always say in the beginning of every show, you don't have to agree with my ideology. You don't. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to admit. We don't have to be on the same page. There are people who are concerned on this way that many times they disagree with me. And it's okay. You don't have to start indicting a person or getting personal. But if they choose to do, leave them. Life is difficult for people who have little understanding. Leave them to their mission. I've told you many times, people interpret you not because of what you say. There's a theory in communication that says meaning resides in man and not in words. Most times, it's not what you say that people hear. People interpret you based on what is going on in their life. I'm not your problem. I don't even know your husband. I'm not the one that says your husband should cheat on you. So don't bring your bitterness here. The question is, why should your husband not cheat on you with this kind of attitude? Why? 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 So sometimes it just takes a couple of seconds for you to look at people before you know why they are in decisions they are hearing. You just easily figure out. But like I said, this platform is not for everybody. If you are a diploma student, you will not understand it. Then you people should stop explaining it. Kò lè yé wọn, kò lè yé wọn. Now, the summary of it all, I gotta go, is this. You guys don't even respond to things like that. You guys, me like him as react to me because for me, like I've always promised, everybody can voice their opinion. Now, okay, yes, Yetunde Kabi said something that I wanted to shed light into. Yes, the God factor. In all of this, we can look at why and how, when is good, is not good, is bad, is this, is that. There is a God factor. Hear me very well. Anyone that cares to listen. There is no manual to a good marriage. Matter of fact, no pastor can teach you how to have a good marriage. Neither can any other. In fact, the pastor is struggling with his own marriage himself. One time, I was having a situation with my ex-wife, and she called the pastor, and pastor called me and said, "See me after the service." I said, "Yes, sir." We went to church, and he didn't want to talk to me in church because he felt it's a personal issue. So after the church service, hey, check the facts. Me, I don't know where you have been through. Me, I'm going on. After the service, he called me and said I should come and meet him at home, that he doesn't want to talk to me in church. So pastor left the church and went home. After I finished like 1 or 2 meetings, I drove to pastor's house. I sat down in the living room and the daughter went to call pastor. I was sitting there. So pastor came downstairs and was talking to me. While he was talking to me, he began to advise me on, patience, how to attend. He said, this lady, this one, this one, this is what you should do, this is how you should. I say, as a man, we just have to, women sometimes they even fall, they don't even know why. While we were talking, he was talking to me man to man, my pastor. A noise erupted from the 3rd floor. He was still talking first floor. And I just had the wife forcing from the 3rd floor down to the 2nd. We were in the 1st floor, to the middle floor and to the ground floor. And the daughter ran to her and said, why did this, and she was so mad. And before she came down to the living room where we were, pastor think it is ideal. Maybe she didn't know that there is a guest, that she should stand up and go and, pacify her. So he quickly stood up. He said, excuse me. And he went to meet her by, the staircase. Yeah, single funny. When the pastor's wife was done paraing for pastor in my presence, and came down and saw me and continued a para and went to the kitchen and para for the daughter, para for pastor, like pastor was getting me back to back. I looked at myself and I said, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Because I realized that pastor had a bigger problem than my own. Once they reported me and I'm coming to come and talk with pastor, it's even less. My own did not even do this to me. At least that one we see behave when he see a guest. Do you know, I begin to laugh myself inside of me. That Kinimuwa Shembi. So, Bobby, there is no manual to a happy marriage. Marriage is an institution, like they always say. But like every other institution, you will study, you will be admitted, you will now study and write the exam, pass the exam, and then you will graduate and have your certificates. That's how every institution is. But in the institution of marriage, it's the other way around. When you get admitted into this institution, they will give you certificates. I mean, you did not get certificates in church, in court. Now, you will now live the rest of your life to defend the certificate, the degree they've given to you in your hand. What they're asking you to do is to live the rest of your life defending what you were never taught, but you were certified for it. Nobody teaches you. So you will live the rest of your life doing test running, trial and error. There is no manual to a happy marriage. He works for your auntie Balabake is advising you. Change. If you do it like that, only then marriage. He works for your mother a certain way. He's still in your father's house. Does not necessarily mean that you work for you the same way. There is no manual to a happy marriage. If you buy any book, 7 bullet points before you say yes. They are facts. They are not truth. When I did it happen, I did it with my husband. Don't forget, whoever is advising you did not marry your own husband. He married your own husband. 2 different entities. It will work differently. The only thing that is certain is the God factor. The day you stop fighting and struggling and still signs and just hand over to God. Hand over to God. But please, in your own interest, it's better to do the handing over before you marry. Do the handing over before you marry. Because what did not involve God to start, you cannot put him in the middle. You will need extra grace. But peradventure, some of us we have already found ourselves in this deep ocean. And you are listening to me now and you are just overwhelmed. You don't know where to pick the pieces of your life from. You are unhappy. You never thought of this. You know when Adekunle Gold says, the grass is greener on the other side. That's what I thought before I took the ride. It's always like that. It looks like today it's as if you are dreaming. Is this the same man that I dated that used to be very amazing? All of a sudden, he's not even cheating. He's doing a high level of disrespect. They will cheat in your face. To your face. These are my advice. Search yourself. First of all. In how many ways have you contributed to? Because sleep, this is still in marriage. A man can breed a monster in a woman. A woman can breed a monster in a man. Whatever your spouse is today, there's a percentage of it that is your contribution, whether you admit it or not. Whatever your spouse is today, is a devil, is a cheater, is a this, there is at least 30% of it that you contributed. Are there men who are just useless by default? Yes. How did you marry the useless one? Is the question. You must be a little bit useless. Because true likes minds attract. But to those people who are just in the mystery of how did I get here? Oh, yes, he deceived me. He didn't show this side of him. There was no this side of him then. People evolve. Stop deceiving yourself that, oh, he was like that before. He just didn't show it to me. No. Either your actions or your inactions has contributed to who he is right now. So the first step is to search yourself. Search yourself. Look at what you are doing wrong. Have you created hostility in your marriage? It doesn't matter. He caused it. It's the one that is because of what he's doing. Yeah. It doesn't matter whether you have a grant for it or not. Be honest with yourself. Is there peace in your home? Are you the cause of hostility? The last 5 times that you fought, who started the fight? You. Side chick are not fighting with him. He doesn't have to call them. Then there's no obligation. Doesn't need to do nothing. In fact, there are some of you, your husband is even cheating with the woman that is even giving him money. So it's not as if he's spending his money. They are even furnishing him outside. How have you breeded the monster in your partner, whether you are a man, whether you are a woman? Because there are men who possibly will come across this video that their wife is cheating on them and they know. But like women that can call a man out for cheating, men find it difficult to call a woman out because it's disrespectful to the man. You will know. So the first step is to, because you cannot correct a man when you are what you are, about what you are actually breeding in him. Look at in what way are you contributing to what he has become. That's the first step. Number 2, get help. Get help. Counseling, therapy, You can't fight him and take him to therapy. It's bullshit. So you have to first of all stop. If you feel like you have been creating tension, talk to him. First of all, once you're realized that you're contributing to what he has become, take a new leave. Take a decision to just rest. Madam, is no man what you have in high blood pressure. Stop. Don't be stupid. If you die for nothing. Why don't you will result calling like that? If you are alive, they are sleeping with him. You want to die. Don't deceive yourself. There's no man that is what you have in high blood pressure. Are you listening to me? There's no man. There's no come being put. But to look meku. One for leg besare is kò ní mini. Just like chiki ba wa tó bá balẹ̀ ogugu ti kú. Wọ́n á wọ pajamas ẹ, wọ́n á wọ sùn. It's not worth it. First of all, rest. You are in this situation now. I don't understand why women force over things that they are not doing anything to change. There's no point. Rest. Admit to the fact that, first of all, come to terms that this is where you are now. Look inward and see how you are contributing to this. Take a different turn and make it very easy. It's tough, it's hard. Number 4, get help. Get help. For your own sanity's sake. And if you think your husband is a category of people who is more of a weakness, have you not seen men that cannot say no? There are women who are like that too. They can't say no. We've done a show here before that I titled The Power of No. The honest truth is that there are people who can't say no. He is a faithful man until a woman make advances to him. He won't be able to reject it. You will never see him chasing any woman. But if the woman don't move past him, there is a part of cheating that is actually a reaction to weakness. If you relocate where he doesn't know anybody, you will see him. He doesn't even go out. He doesn't cheat, nothing. Just that. Get help. The first thing, which is the third thing that I would strongly suggest, there is a God factor. I'm sorry, but I will be honest with you. The Bible says, the act of kings and princes are in the hand of the Lord. There is nobody that God created that doesn't have a control over. It's not as if God will format the heart of your husband. Though. You know what God will do? Hello, me. Allah ma jẹ́ kó realize. Hello, me. God will begin to have a personal encounter with God, and he will begin to have a dedication of life. To some, whichever way that God wants to do it, just say, God, step into this situation. Hello, me. Allah he will lose everything, lose his job, lose this. He will come back home. Ọkùnrin dàbí ajá ni tó bá forí kó mi yóò mọ̀nà lé ẹ̀. So many women are using so many other people's intervention in their own marriage. All those aunties that are advising you, they did not marry your husband, they marry another person. No. I'm telling you now. So God factor is very important. You cannot fight a man. If you see fighting him, he's explaining to you, he's telling you, Mabinu, unlucky, Elisha, grumpy, I'm sorry, I said it the other time, it sounded as if it's disrespect. There's nothing a wife is doing to the husband that cannot be replaced. So you are cooking for him, you can get a maid to do that. You are sleeping with him, or you gay. Now, mommy, don't show wine. What are you doing? You are giving birth. Do you know how many women? Last year, I'm giving you my own personal example. Me, it's not somebody else. In 2021 ago, on 3 occasions, I experienced women calling me and putting me into a discussion of just get me pregnant. In fact, how much? What do you want? I will pay anything. I will sign a contract with you. You don't have any obligation. I just want to have a baby and I want to have it by you 3 times. And I will laugh. In fact, the third one, I have to get angry. Abu, share Yahweh. What kind of insult is that? Like, how much do I want? How many men is going through such? Aláwọn kò gbogbo bí wà àgbàgbé àwọn tó ń náwó gbé àwọn àrísítò yẹn ayé àwọn yẹn ti bàjẹ́ ni wọ́n ti ya wèrè ni. Any man that is still paying a woman money for sex nígboro lẹ́yìn tó níyàwó sílé ayé ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́ ni. I'm not even talking about those. These realities are hard. But there's nobody that God cannot deal with. Either God giving a personal encounter, or God begin to work on you yourself to become a better woman, so that your husband begin to see more value in you. Or God make you push your husband to go and jam Agbako. Agbako wa Agbako steady, má worry. Ọlọ́run á ti lù kan tó máa fi realize á padà wálé. Just ask God whatever you need to do to step into this situation for peace to come into this marriage. And be careful when you pray that God should take away everything that is causing peace, that is disrupting peace in your family, because you might be the one that is disrupting your peace. Ask God to just step in. And it happens like that. The number 14, which is my last advice, and this is where I'm closing. After all said and done, there is a threshing floor. There is a landmark. If everything that you need to do that we've mentioned, you have observed, you have done, you make all your effort to the extent that you can, and the situation begin to degenerate instead of getting better, there is a threshing floor. At the moment where your health is beginning to get tampered, or at the moment that this man grew from cheating to disrespect, that's advanced cheating, walk away. Walk away. Walk away. I know some religious people told you, God hates divorce. Listen to me. God hates sin, period. Divorce is not better than stealing in the presence of God. Divorce is not a bigger sin to backbiting. God hates sin. But guess what? This is the good news. What's that Bible verse that says sin, when people sin, they will die? For the wages of sin is death. That's what the Bible says. But the scripture did not end there. The devil has blotted the mind of people. That's not where it ends. For the wages of sin is death. But the gift of God is eternal life. This is the truth. The wages of sin is that anybody that sin will die. Yes, God hates sin. The Bible says the eyes of God is too pure to behold iniquity. Yes, that's a fact. But because the wages of sin is death and God cannot behold the sin, and anybody that sin is an enemy of God, that is the reason why. So to every sin there is a consequence, right? The wages of sin is to every sin there is a consequence, and there is no big sin or small sin. Oh, so if they tell you God hates divorce, God hates sin, period. He hates stealing, he hates backbiting, he hates you that you are paying bribe for your daughter to pass work, you are sinning too. It's sin. It's as bad as somebody who did divorce. So if you are here and you are reach that threshing floor where your health is being tampered with because you have think, or you are beginning to suffer abuse, either any form of abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, walk away. God is not mad at you. Hear me. God hates divorce. Yes, that's no doubt. God hates every other sin. So divorce is not a bigger sin than any other sin. If you sin, God hates it too. And the wages of sin is death. But that the scripture did not end there. Romans 6:23. It didn't end there. It says, but The gift of God is eternal life. What is the gift of God? John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So the gift of God is eternal. That eternal life is Christ, which is the gift of which has been given. It is because God cannot but punish sin. And God, because he loves us, he doesn't want us to keep dying. God keep creating us. He created us for his own pleasure. The book of Psalms. For thou hast created all things for your pleasure. How can you have something for your pleasure and you see destroy it with your own hands? It becomes a problem, and it becomes a problem for God to reconcile himself with man. That was when God, there was a time, the Bible said a voice came from heaven. God in his agony, he was tired. There was a place, the Bible says, God regretted that he created man because he was unable. The intention of God to fellowship with man was not achieved because man keeps sinning and God keeps destroying them. Man keeps sinning and God keeps destroying them. Man keeps sinning and God keeps destroying them because there must be consequences for sin. And the Bible says God regretted creating man out of his pain, out of his love for mankind. Even though he loved them, but he cannot look at them, he cannot fellowship with them, he cannot spend time with them. And that is the reason why he created us. A voice came from heaven and he said, who shall I send? And who will go for me? And the Bible says, and a voice came, say, here I am, send me. And God, in John 3:16, gave us Christ as a gift for redemption. And that is the reason why Christ has to die. If God have to be angry with you or punish you for committing any sin at all, then Jesus Christ don't have to die. He don't have to die. So instead of you to continue to suffer abuse and humiliation, and you think, worry, everything, you are looking older than your age, your health is becoming tampered, walk away. God is not mad at you. God is not mad at you. The gift of God is eternal life. For once and for all, one man laid down his life so that when you go through your divorce, you will not have a separation in your relationship with God. Jesus paid for that. He didn't come to die for the sin you have committed. He came to die for the sin you have committed, you are committing, and you will commit. Christ, like a lamb that was given unto Abraham in replacement of Isaac, Christ gave us Jesus in replacement for our soul. What manner of love the Father has given unto us, that while we are yet sinners, Christ died for us. God is not mad at you. If your only justification for you to remain until when they will take your life in that marriage is because one pastor tells you that divorce is a sin. No, suicide is a sin also, because if you die there, it's as good as you kill yourself. There is no bigger sin. Do everything to work it out. Commit to God. Search yourself. Help him. Do this. Get help. Get therapy. But when you get to a point that your health is being tampered with, you are losing your health. You don't want to know how much stories I have seen of women who their health has been damaged because they remain in a toxic marriage. You get to a threshing floor where your sanity is being messed with, and then you are beginning to experience abuse by his perpetual act of fornication. Walk away. Walk away. God is not mad at you. It is because there is a possibility for you to have to do this. That is why Christ died. What manner of love, that while we are yet, God is not mad at you for your mistakes. Walk away. Go back to God. And reaffirm your faith and move on with your life. You rather live to have a second chance than die with no hope. You rather live and having a second chance than die with no hope. Thank you very much. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Relax on the beat.